Ladies and gentlemen, life is not a sprint, it's a journey. And in this journey, too many people rush through the most important moments, only to realize they were running in the wrong direction. Time is a gift, but it is not to be abused. Ignore the warning signs and fail to see the bigger picture. Speed is an enemy of wisdom. One of the biggest reasons people rush into decisions is pressure. Pressure from society, family, friends, or even their own fears and insecurities. People say time is running out, opportunities don't wait, or you need to act now. But let me tell you something. Anything that demands urgency over clarity is dangerous. If a decision is truly right for you, it will still be right after you have taken the time to think, pray, and seek wise counsel. Look at history, and you will find that some of the worst choices were made in moments of haste. Governments rushed into wars without counting the cost. Business leaders made investments without proper research. People entered relationships without truly knowing the person they were committing to. The consequences were devastating, not just for the individuals, but for generations that followed. A moment of impatience can create a lifetime of damage. Think of a farmer. No wise farmer rushes to plant seeds without first preparing the soil. He takes time to plow the ground, remove the weeds, and test the conditions. He knows that the quality of the harvest depends on the patience of the process. But many people make life-altering decisions like a careless farmer who throws seeds on rocky ground, expecting a fruitful harvest. A rushed decision leads to a barren future. We must also understand that emotions are unreliable advisors. When emotions are high, wisdom is low. Making decisions out of fear, excitement, or desperation is dangerous because emotions change, but consequences remain. The job offer that seems exciting today may become a nightmare tomorrow. The relationship that feels perfect in the moment may reveal hidden cracks over time. The house you feel pressured to buy may become a financial burden later. That's why patience is not just a virtue, it is protection. People often say, follow your heart. But let me tell you, your heart can lead you into a storm if your mind is not guided by wisdom. Instead of following your heart, follow wisdom. Seek advice from those who have walked the path before you. Study the consequences of similar decisions. Take your time to weigh the risks and rewards. Because every decision you rush into today may be the regret you struggle with tomorrow. Words are one of the most powerful forces on earth. They build nations, shape destinies, create opportunities, and establish relationships. But they can also destroy reputations, sever ties, start wars, and ruin lives. The words you speak today can open doors for your future, or they can lock you out of opportunities forever. That is why you must never speak in a rush. Too many people have lost respect, relationships, and even careers because they spoke too soon, too harshly, or without understanding. A word spoken in anger, frustration, or ignorance can never be taken back. You may apologize, but the damage is often already done. Have you ever seen a shattered glass return to its original form? No matter how well you glue it back together, the cracks remain. This is what happens when you speak recklessly. One of the main reasons people speak in a rush is because they feel the need to respond quickly. Society has conditioned us to believe that fast responses equal intelligence, that speaking first means you are the smartest in the room. But the truth is, wisdom is not in quick replies. It is in thoughtful responses. A wise person does not rush to answer every question or comment on every issue. They take a moment to think, process, and evaluate before they speak. Have you ever sent a message in anger only to regret it later? Have you ever responded to someone before fully understanding what they were saying? Have you ever spoken out of emotion and later wished you could take your words back? If you have, then you already know the cost of rushing to speak. The damage caused by careless words is often greater than the damage caused by silence. In the heat of an argument, it is easy to say things you don't mean. Words that cut deep and leave wounds that may never heal. A single sentence spoken in frustration can destroy years of trust. You may move on, but the person who heard those words will remember them forever. That's why the wisest people practice the art of pausing before speaking. They understand that a moment of silence is often more powerful than a rushed response. Speaking in a rush is also dangerous because it exposes what is inside you before you have the chance to refine it. Your words reveal your heart, your thoughts, and your character. When you speak without thinking, you risk showing parts of yourself that are still immature, unfiltered, or unwise. A moment of restraint can protect you from years of regret. Another common mistake people make is speaking without full knowledge. Too many people comment on situations they don't fully understand. They assume, they judge, they respond based on partial information. but a wise person knows that silence is better than a foolish opinion. Speaking in a rush often leads to misinformation, misunderstanding, and unnecessary conflicts. Have you ever noticed that the most respected leaders, thinkers, and influencers are often the ones who speak the least but say the most? They are not in a hurry to prove themselves with words. They let wisdom shape their speech. In contrast, those who speak quickly, without careful thought, often find themselves in trouble. The tongue is small, but it has the power to change the course of your life. The words you speak today will shape your reality tomorrow. If you want a future of peace, progress, and strong relationships, then you must learn to control your tongue. Be slow to speak, quick to listen, and wise in your words. Relationships are one of the most significant aspects of life. The people you connect with, whether in friendships, business partnerships, or romantic relationships, will either add to your life or take away from it. The relationships you choose today will determine the quality of your future. Yet, one of the biggest mistakes people make is rushing into relationships without wisdom, patience, or discernment. Too many people enter relationships out of loneliness, pressure, or emotions without taking the time to evaluate the person they are committing to. Loneliness is a terrible counselor, and desperation is a dangerous motivator. If you allow your emotions to lead you instead of wisdom, you may find yourself bound to someone who was never meant to walk with you. Love should not be a rescue mission. It should be a partnership. One of the most dangerous things you can do is allow temporary feelings to create permanent commitments. Feelings change. The excitement you feel today may fade tomorrow. The chemistry you experience now may not last under the weight of reality. Too many people have rushed into relationships based on passion, only to discover that passion without purpose is like fire without control. It will burn everything in its path. The foundation of any successful relationship is not speed, it is understanding. How can you commit to someone you do not truly know? How can you build a life with a person whose character has not yet been tested? Time reveals what emotions hide. If you rush, you may overlook warning signs, dismiss red flags, or convince yourself that you can change the person later. But marriage, friendship, and partnerships do not change people. Character does. Many have rushed into relationships without considering the consequences. They have ignored wise counsel, dismissed the concerns of loved ones, and silenced their own intuition. But wisdom says, what you ignore in the beginning will control you in the end. A flaw that seems small in the early stages can become a mountain once you are deeply invested. It is better to take time and walk away than to rush in and struggle to get out. Another reason people rush into relationships is pressure. From family, friends, culture, or even society's expectations. Some people fear being alone, so they settle for anyone who comes their way. But settling is dangerous because choosing the wrong person is far worse than waiting for the right one. A rushed relationship can lead to years of pain, regret, and unnecessary struggles. The truth is, waiting is not a waste of time. It is preparation. The time you spend getting to know a person, observing their values, and understanding their true nature is time well spent. It allows you to build something that will last rather than something that will crumble under pressure. The right person will never require you to rush. They will walk with you at the right pace. Some people believe they can enter a relationship quickly and figure things out later, but a house built on a shaky foundation will eventually collapse. Love is not enough to sustain a relationship if wisdom, patience, and compatibility are missing. A beautiful wedding does not guarantee a beautiful marriage, just as an exciting beginning does not promise a happy ending. What truly matters is what happens when emotions settle and reality sets in. A relationship is not something you should gamble with. It is not a race to win or a status to achieve. It is a sacred connection that requires thought, prayer, and discernment. Do not let impatience push you into the wrong arms. The right relationship will not require you to rush. It will allow you to grow, build, and walk in wisdom. There are 4 more things I could tell you not to rush, but the point is this. Anything that requires wisdom also requires patience. Rushing can cost you years, but patience can save you a lifetime. Take your time. Trust the process. Because what is meant for you will not require you to run. It will wait for you to arrive. With wisdom. Thank you.